Okay, how are we doing, folks? It's Paul Harrison here on Wednesday morning, and got some stock tickers. Fantastic, thank you very much for putting them through. First one we've got is Bravo Oscar November Tango, and we have a horizontal line of resistance here at around about the $14 mark. My only concern on this is maybe it's gone already, but I know people have had a look at this. My only concern is we have a slightly upward trending stock. Okay, so the longer term trend is up. It's a little bit of sort of bad trading karma to do that with that kind of trade. But yeah, I mean, I'd be much more inclined to take a long position on this, interestingly enough. But there still seems like a pretty decent ratio there. But again, it can be a little bit of bad trading karma to go against the actual trend there. That's bond. Then we got AAP Alpha Alpha Papa. Which is Advanced Auto Parts. And Advanced Auto Parts, we had some, I mean, the longer term resistance is around about 80 there. It seems to have broken up a little bit. I mean, I would even maybe say that there's an upward trending support line there that's slightly longer term than the horizontal one. Okay, so whilst it is quite well defined, you're still going to have to use this as your stop loss. And I would expect there to be some kind of resistance, some kind of support as it came down to this area here. So that will probably do something to your ratios, which would not make it overly attractive to trade. Then we have QCOM with a nice upward trending support line here. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's quite an erratic stock. It does move quite aggressively. You can see it. It had a big down day here, then rocketed back up, and then did the same thing here, and came down and gapped up. So you know, obviously we only know what the stock has done previously, but it has put in some dojis. If we zoom in here, so some pretty decent dojis there. A bit of a sell-off there, but that stock has done that before. Then we have Charlie Foxtrot, and a support line at around about the $195 mark. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yep, nothing untoward there. I would probably be looking for, I mean, you could theoretically use a limit order here, because you've got more than three bounces, or more than two bounces anyway. I'd want to get maybe a better entry point. That's a pretty heavy down day there, so I may look for a better entry point than that. But yeah, nothing really wrong with that. Then we have EGY, Echo Golf Yankee, and an upward trending stock, slightly upward trending. It has gapped. Okay, be very aware of this. Whilst this gapping, normally what happens, particularly with a horizontal stock, is that a stock can gap and then it can find some consolidation around the support line and then break down to the downside again. Okay. This is not as prevalent with upward trending stocks. It's much more prevalent with horizontal stocks, because obviously it's a lot easier for people to basically say, okay, well, listen, the stock's come down here, therefore I can get into the trade. It's a lot more defined than obviously an upward trending support line. Still, it would concern me a little bit as far as actually trading something that's gapped that recently, because there can still be some additional momentum behind it. Then we have ELN, and some resistance along the $12 mark there. Yep, no huge problems there. Maybe, I mean, it gapped down here and then pulled back up, so I guess you could call that a bounce. One bounce, two bounces, three bounces. Yeah, I'd probably want to use a stop order with that if I was going to trade it. I mean, obviously it's hit the resistance line already, but I would want that further confirmation of change of direction there. Then we have Joy, upward trending stock. Nice. I do like these stocks that are pretty passive. I mean, it's going from early August at $50 to about $59 to where we are now. My concern here is this is a big down day yesterday, so I would want a better entry point, and I still don't know what kind of ratios you're going to be able to find. This, you may well find this actually breaks through the resistance line again tomorrow. or sorry, again today, or we might get something like this. So we'll see. Then we have X, US Steel. We got bounce, 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 and it went up, then it came down. Then we have some entry points, put a few entry points around here. No major issues with that. Then we have triple BY. And downward trending, downward trending, downward trending. Some support around about the $56 mark. A lovely little doji. That's pretty much textbook. It's come up and put that textbook entry point in there. My only concern would be if you're going to get your ratios. So yeah, and obviously it's downward trending, so you're going to have to use a stop order to get into that trade. Then we have Alpha Romeo November Alpha. And some support at around about the $7.50 mark. A very big day yesterday, so I would want to see it put in maybe a green doji, maybe something like that, or something like that, even better. If it was just sitting today as the lowest point, then that would be I'd be much more excited about that than what we're seeing at the moment. That is just too much risk we're looking at right there, right now. So I hope that helps, folks. Some really nice trades there, some really good work that you guys are doing. I appreciate it. I know everybody else does as well. So well done, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers, folks. Bye-bye.